evening, everyone. Pascack Valley Regional High School District Board of Education. It is February 2nd, 2026, and we are going to be commencing our meeting at 7:31 p.m. I will say that we are typically live streamed on YouTube. However, we are having some technical difficulties, and so we will be recording this evening's board meeting, and it will be publicized on YouTube tomorrow. During this regular meeting, there will be 2 opportunities provided for citizens to make comments. In order for a citizen to make a comment, they must be physically present at the meeting. During the first opportunity early on the agenda, comments regarding agenda items are invited. The second opportunity will occur just prior to adjournment, when residents may address general comments to the board. Persons wishing to speak must, upon being recognized, rise and state their name and town of residence. Comments shall be limited to issues. If personal remarks or discourteous statements are made, the presiding officer shall require the speaker to sit down. Well, I said that already. So we are going to have a call to order and roll call. Mrs. Hurt?
Ms. Stephens?
Present.
Ms. Calderon? Here. Ms. Guzman? Here. Mrs. Wong? Ms. Keller?
Here.
Mrs. Martin? Mr. Stankus? Mr. Weaver?
Here, but I just wanted to note that I have to leave at 8:50 if we're not done, just for a kid pickup.
Thank you. Oh, you're not? I'm not on my list. Mrs. Varghese? Here. Thank you.
Okay. Flag salute, will you please rise for the flag salute and pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is a public announcement by presiding officer. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by mailing copies of said notice to the record, filing copies of said notice to the municipal clerks of Hillsdale, Montvale, Rivervale, and Woodcliff Lake, and publishing said notice in the record on July 2nd, 2025. I'm gonna go right into routine matters, and the first is the monthly reports, and that would be starting with the board president's report. I just wanted to say a couple of things of what's going on. We have a new governor, Mickey Sherrill. She was sworn in January, and she has a few executive orders that she's put into place, and one of them more specific to our local school boards that is aiming to protect kids online and to improve children's mental health by creating a new office within the Department of Health to coordinate whole of government efforts to keep kids safe online. In addition, what I think is also really very relevant is on January 15th, the New Jersey Department of Education released guidance for schools on student use of internet-enabled devices. And it's going to be called adopted bell-to-bell policies. So all of our school boards are going to be adopting policies regarding student use of cell phones during the school day. We already have something in place, but with this new legislation, we're going to have to take a look and at our policies and need to modify as such. I also want to take this opportunity, although it's February 2nd, to recognize our wonderful school board members. Last month was School Board Recognition Month, and I just want to say thank you and let you know that you are all appreciated. This is a lot of work. Board members oversee 580 school districts, which in turn operate 2,500 public schools. They provide educational services to nearly 1.4 million children. We set policies for schools, make important decisions affecting curriculum, financing, and staffing. So I just wanted to congratulate all of you and thank you for your service. And that concludes my report. And George?
Thank you. I would first want to congratulate Passac Valley High School Health and Physical Education teacher Ron Valone, who has been nominated for the Life Changer of the Year award. That award is a national recognized program that honors K through 12 educators and school employees who make a difference in students' life by exemplifying excellence, positive influence, and leadership. So congratulations to Mr. Valone. On January 19th, our district hosted its annual Be Loved School Community, and this was the first time I had an opportunity to participate and observe the event, and it was a truly outstanding experience, observing staff and students giving back to our community. I want to send out a big thanks to Dr. Mark Russo and his staff for organizing the event, and to everyone who contributed to that day. After careful deliberation and consultation, the district has decided to move forward with dissolving Park Academy and Region 2. These are two separate enterprises that work with students with special needs. We are deeply grateful for the staff who have dedicated and nurtured and supported these individuals throughout the years. Both programs will continue to serve the children through the remainder of the school year, and individual school districts will coordinate the services for next school year and beyond. At our reorganization meeting, we discussed committees. The committees were formed, so we are going to start having committee meetings now. We did meet with the policy committee last week. Governance and personnel are meeting later this week. Finance and facilities, curriculum, and negotiations are all meeting next week. The Board of Education meeting calendar is on the agenda. We are transitioning to a Board of Education calendar based on the calendar year as opposed to the school year. And the reason behind that is when we elect new board members, they come in on January. We want them to have a say on the Board of Ed meetings during that reorganization meeting in January. So tonight, we will need to, also with the school calendar, we will need to set a date for the board retreat. Construction projects, we have a few of them going on. It's been a little bit frustrating, as anyone who has experienced construction can probably attest. That is the norm, but we're seeing progress. At Milestone, the footings have been poured and the rebar have been installed for the ramp. The extreme cold and snow has prevented us to continue our progress there on the outside ramp, but permits were issued for the interior work and demolition has begun on the second floor. At PB Cafeteria, the HVAC project, all the work is done and has been done late December, I think it was late December. We are just working on getting the inspections done, which have been a little bit frustrating from our point of view. We have a fire inspection later this week, and if all goes well, we'll have the final health inspector done. The PV auditorium, the carpet is installed in the seating area. This week they're going to begin working on the stage flooring. There's been a delay with the new screen coming in, and there's some minor additional work that needs to be completed. Our goal is to have the auditorium partially operational when we return from the President's Day break. As mentioned, Governor Murphy did sign into law a new bell-to-bell cell phone ban for the 26-27 school year. I think the district has done a good job of addressing cell phones in the classroom and the hallway over the last couple of years, but in the upcoming weeks, our administrative team will be talking about what the new mandate means for next year and develop strategies on how we're going to meet that mandate. At our next meeting on February 23rd, there will be presentations on school ranking and on chronic student absenteeism. we're also gonna be sending out a parent survey about student absences, this week to help us collect some data, on that topic. And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. James Stankus, was gonna be giving the policy report, however, he is, sick today. So I will be giving that as well. We met on January 26th, 2026, and we discussed a couple of new policies that were recommended by Strauss Esme Associates. Sexual harassment and nepotism and employment of chief school administrator. They are on our agenda for tonight's meeting as a first reading. And there are very minor changes to definitions, and it was a great meeting. It was pretty quick. So if anyone has any questions regarding that, we can talk about it later. Or if you have them now. All right, so now we can go into our student reports. First up is Pascack Hills High School, Stephanie Young.
Okay, I'll start off with classroom items. So classroom item number 1. Our Spanish students recently stepped beyond the classroom and into the heart of Cuban culture during an immersive learning experience in New York City. The day began in Times Square where students gathered at Havana Central to enjoy an authentic Cuban lunch. Following lunch, the group headed to Broadway for a live performance of Buena Vista Social Club. Through powerful music and storytelling, the musical brought Cuban history to life, highlighting daily life and quality expression both before and after the Cuban Revolution. Students recognized familiar themes they have studied in class and saw how music serves as a voice for history, identity, and emotion. Classroom item number 2. During the midterms, the AP Chinese class was assigned a performance project in which they created and performed a skit on the novel Clueless. Instead of completing a traditional long written test, students were encouraged to demonstrate their understanding more creatively and interactively. As part of their assignment, they worked together to write an original script inspired by the book and then performed it in front of the class, showing both their comprehension of the story and their ability to use Chinese in an engaging, collaborative performance. I'll be moving on to co-curricular items. Co-curricular item number 1. On Thursday, January 29th, the Pascack Hills mock trial team competed in the New Jersey State Bar Foundation's annual Vincent J. Acruzze High School mock trial competition and won their case. In round 1, the team represented their defense in this year's criminal case, State of New Jersey versus Devin Ransom, which concerns swatting, the false reporting of emergencies at a local coffee shop. Tonight, February 2nd, the mock trial team continues on in round 2 with our team representing the prosecution against Bergen County Academies. Please cross your fingers for our team. Co-curricular item number 2. On Friday night, January 23rd, 2026, at Pascack Hills, Camp Raspberry hosted another successful meeting celebrating a stress-free night and unity use with neurological developments with Pascack Hills general education students. During this night, kids had the opportunity to dance off their energy as they played Just Dance, use their creativity as they drew various artworks, and find their inner baker as they baked monkey bread. Like all events, it was a night filled with laughter and fun for the campers. Co-curricular item number 3. The Jewish Student Union has been busy for these past couple weeks. On Friday, January 2nd, 2026, the students played a Jewish edition of The Price is Right while they ate pizza and participated in lighthearted competition. In the following weeks, the JSU commemorates International Holocaust Remembrance Day, held on January 27th, 2026. Students took the time to curate a display outside the library for others to reflect and remember the lives of the lost. This month, the JSU is honored to welcome Sami Stegman to our school. Sami Stegman is a child survivor of the Nazi labor camp and a victim of medical experimentation. His unique perspective reveals the bitterness of these times, yet centers on resilience, personal responsibilities, and the power of standing up for oneself. I'll be moving on to athletic items. Athletic item number 1. The Pascack Valley dance team has an outstanding experience at the Hillsborough Dance Team Competition, delivering strong performances across multiple divisions. The team earned first place in both varsity pom and varsity team performances, along with their second place in varsity hip hop, and is energized as it prepares for the showcase of its skills at the national stage. Earlier at the dance team union regional competition, Pascack Valley also turned an impressive showing, placing 4th in small varsity pom for the large varsity hip hop and 3rd in varsity team performances. The team recently celebrated celebrated its annual senior send-off, giving supporters a chance to preview the teams ahead of the DTU National Championships. With just 2 days remaining before departing to nationals, the team looks forward to these final performances alongside its seniors. Athletic item number 2. The Pasco Hills wrestling team has had an outstanding stretch of the competition for both the boys and the girls. The boys delivered a strong performance at the Crusaders Classic, highlighted by Maxim Graft winning his weight class, Dylan Cahill placing second, and Adjournment finishing third. The team also received the group county title, their first since 2022, with Hassan Shawkat and Matt Velez earning third place finishes, Maxim Graft taking fourth, and Patrick Patel placing 8th, alongside contributions from several other wrestlers. Individually, Hassan Shawkat reached a major milestone, becoming the 15th wrestler in Pasco Hills history to reach 100 career wins, a testament to the years of dedication, fan support, and coaching. For the girls, Ariana Soto kept up her strong performances, winning the Lady Cutter tournament and also later finishing as the finals of the 2026 Elizabeth Lady Minuteman Classic, defeating 2 returning state medalists before falling to a nationally ranked opponent. Oscar Maritime also had a strong performance, going 2-0 on her novice bracket and 4-0 overall. Together, the girls went 9-1 on the season, including dual meet victories over North Plainfield and Waukegan Valley. Athletic item number 3. Over the course of the winter, one sports team that has exemplified inclusion and teamwork is the Unified Bowling Team. Students with special needs and general education students participate in the Unified Team, bringing together individuals of all abilities to compete as one unit. Teams build genuine friendships while learning from one another, breaking down barriers and celebrating differences. Success is measured not only by the scores and wins, but by sportsmanship, confidence, and personal growth. This season, the team will compete in 6 matches against other schools with unified bowling programs, showcasing their skills and teamwork in a supportive and spirited setting. The season will accumulate at Bolero in North Brunswick, where the students will participate in the NJSIAA Bowling State Championship as part of the Special Olympics. The championship represents the hard work, dedication, and unity of the team and serves as a proud celebration of inclusion, perseverance, and the true spirit of sport. I'll now be moving to the academic awards. Academic award number 1. So in DECA, a nationwide business competition designed to prepare high school students for careers in business, 38 students from Pasco Hills High School have placed in the Northeast Division DECA Regionals held at Rampart College, and will be heading on to the next round in Atlantic City from March 3rd to March 5th. With 50 different opportunities to compete, whether it's role play, research presentations, or paper, students had the opportunity to showcase their marketing, finance, hospitality, and management skills. Students who will be moving on to the state round include Kyle Hanna, Sean Liu, Lindsay Cruz, Nina Indigula, Anya Saul, Celine Sari, Maya Zilin, Ariana Crowd, Sophia Kelly, Emily Child, Isabella DiPietro, Jagger Rose, Ethan Murphy, Luke Bonacore, Nathan Jung, Ethan Carew, Jared Litt, Max Clinship, Austin Miller, Justin New, Allison Cohen, Sabrina Madonic, Lucy Hepson, Abby Lazar, Gabby Spinak, Ashley Schwartz, Tony Steffens, Shayna Millen, Noah Kaufman, Eva Ronovich, Gernor Carr, Andrew Wayshar, Chloe DeCarly, Alexia Banton, Azara Islam, Alexia DeRose, Carson Baffa, and Robert Malcolm. We'll be now moving on to the second item. Moving on to the next item, the Bay has had a successful start to the 2026 school year. After the junior varsity team competed at Indian Hills High School and varsity competed at Glenlawn High School, students were awarded for their efforts this past year. Sophomore Dylan Wolpalt and junior Sabrina Madonic placed second place overall team for the JV debate. Freshman duo Rhythm Carbala and Gamora Carr placed first place overall in their entire JV debate. On the varsity team, Valza Adams was able to secure third place as the speaker, and Justin was able to secure second place as the speaker. Together, this duo also managed to earn first place overall team in the entire varsity debate. This week, the varsity debate will compete at Indian Hills on Thursday, February 5th, 2026, and the following week, the JV debate will compete at Ramsey High School on February 9th, 2026. I'll be moving on to the third academic award. Led by junior Pasco Hills student Allison Cola, Spray Safe is a new public initiative at Pasco Hills that will contribute to her being awarded the highest honor of Girl Scouts, the Girl Scout Award, the Girl Scouts Gold Award. The project focuses on opioid overdose prevention through education of naloxone, a life-saving medication that is used for emergencies. With the help of Dr. Whitfield, her project advisor, she wants to spread awareness about the necessary emergent responses and harm reduction. Allison looks forward to going beyond the classroom and becoming the official community distributor of the New Jersey Harm Reduction Coalition, but will be representing the project at an upcoming local event. So now for my fun fact of the, or my joke of the day is, how do snowmen travel and by bicycle?
You gotta give us time to guess.
Yeah,
Anyone? Oh, sorry. Thank you, Stephanie. Now we'll move on to Pascack Valley High School. Madeline Wu.
For Valley's monthly student report, I'll start with classroom items. Classroom item number 1, Kieran Scott, author, editor, and parent of 2 Pascack Valley students, visited the PV Creative Writing class to discuss the publishing industry and her own career path. Students were able to ask questions about her writing career, how to handle editor feedback, and much more. This discussion was a perfect complement to the ongoing children's book unit that creative writing students are currently working on, where their clients are the PV preschool children. Next month, the students will have the opportunity to meet with the preschool and share their books that they've been crafting for them. Moving on to co-curricular items. Co-curricular item number 1 is the PV Beekeeping Club welcomes local beekeepers Jill Albino and Lisa Skoglund to lead a workshop for students and staff to make their own beeswax lip balm. The workshop started with a presentation about the attributes of different ingredients and ended with students mixing and pouring their own creations to take home. Co-curricular item number 2 is the Pascack Valley National Honor Society has been providing drop-in tutoring for fellow students to prepare them for midterms, which have just passed. On Martin Luther King Day, the 29 members of the PV National Honor Society volunteered to make 13 lovely no-sew fleece blankets, which have been donated to the Valley Hospital for their pediatric patients. Co-curricular item number 3 is the PV Theater is proud to announce that 4 senior students earned top honors at the Speech and Theater Association of New Jersey Governor's Awards competition. Seniors Ethan Lakai and Jake Barra placed 4th in comedic pair scenes, while seniors Kayla Klass and Anna Stern placed 6th in the same category. Moving on to athletic items, athletic item number 1. I know staff talked about the dance team, but I'd like some dates and stuff for their upcoming competition. So the Pascack Valley Regional Dance Team will compete on February 6th to 8th at the Dance Team Union National Championship in Orlando, Florida. Performances will take place on Friday at 3:30 p.m. for prom and then 6:48 p.m. for team performance. Semi-final and final performances will be announced following the completion of all the preliminary rounds, and live stream access to the competition will be available for purchase on the Dance Team Union website during the week of the event. Athletic item number 2 is congratulations to the Pascack Regional Girls Swim Team for placing 3rd overall at the Bourbon County Media Champs. This is the best finish in school history. Also congrats to Pascack Valley's Amanda Brownlee for being the Bourbon County 100 backstroke champion for the 2nd year in a row. Amanda is now the first in school history to be a back-to-back county champ. My fun fact is the Pascack Valley annual blood drive will occur on March 6th. Annually, the Pascack Valley blood drive is the largest high school drive in North Jersey, and the executive council is proud and excited to host the drive, and I'm planning to also donate blood. And then for my joke, my joke. What bites but doesn't have teeth? Frost.
That's good.
And this concludes my board report.
Thank you so much. All right. Moving on to minutes. Resolved that the Pascack Valley Regional High School District Board of Education, at the recommendation of the interim superintendent, approve the following Pascack Valley Regional High School District Board of Education minutes. Can I have a motion, please?
So much. Second.
Any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, Ms. Kirk, roll call, please.
Ms. Calderon? Yes. Ms. Guzman?
Yes.
Mrs. Wong?
Yes.
Ms. Keller?
Abstain.
Mrs. Marquise?
Yes.
Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
Ms. Stephens?
Yes. Moving on to comment.
Point of order, I abstain, I apologize, that was not perfect.
Abstain.
Sorry.
You could always watch it. And still
Yeah.
vote yes.
You can.
Yeah. Okay. Next is comments from the public. Citizens Citizens are invited to make comments regarding agenda items and are limited to 3 minutes, according to the Pascagoula Valley Regional High School District Board of Education Policy Number 0167. Persons wishing to speak must, on being recognized, rise, sign in, state their name, town of residence, and which agenda item they're referencing. Are there any comments from the public?
Not on agenda.
No? Okay, moving on to policy, there are 6 consent agenda items. Regarding policy item number 4, the hyperlink list has been replaced with the committee assignment that was provided that you should all have in front of you. So can I have a motion regarding consent agenda items for 1 to 6?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Burke?
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Ms. Guzman?
Yes.
Mrs. Wong?
Yes.
Ms. Keller?
Yes.
Mrs. Varghese? Yes. Mr. Weaver?
No to 4, yes to everything else.
Ms. Stephens?
Yes. Moving on to education, there are 4 consent agenda items. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Kirk, and then we have roll call, please.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Ms. Guzman?
Yes.
Mrs. Wong?
Yes.
Ms. Keller?
Yes.
Mrs. Varghese? Yes. Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
Ms. Stephens?
Yes. Moving on to human resources, there are 13 consent agenda items. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Any discussion? Mrs. Kirk, roll call, please.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Ms. Guzman?
Yes.
Mrs. Wong?
Yes.
Ms. Keller?
Yes.
Mrs. Varghese? Yes. Mr. Weaver?
Abstain 10, yes to everything else.
Ms. Stephens?
Yes. Moving on to finance, there are 21 consent agenda items. May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion?
We thank the people who have donated. There's a pretty long list of them, so we appreciate the donations.
Yes, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, Mrs. Kirk, roll call, please.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Ms. Guzman?
Yes.
Mrs. Wong?
Yes.
Ms. Keller?
Yes.
Mrs. Varghese?
Yes.
Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
Ms. Stephens?
Yes. Okay, moving on to old business. No, okay. Is there any, new business? Yeah. Is there any new business?
I would like to thank Mr. Phillips for setting up Table to Table, which is where we take the food from our schools that are not used and we donate it to the pantries. And so Mr. Phillips set it up with our food vendor, and so I really appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Phillips.
I will give credit to Mrs. Kirk also for doing a lot of the labor with that.
I
Love
appreciate
that.
that
Thank
very
you.
much. I think that's a great use of our resources.
Yes.
You're welcome. I just want to thank also Pomptonian, specifically Teresa from Pomptonian. She really did all
we should discuss the board retreat, right? I think we were given dates, possible dates.
Well, we need to discuss if we wanna continue what you did last year, which was have it on a weekend in the fall, or previous years you had it, during the summer months, which could happen, on a weekend or during the weekday.
No summer.
I'm gonna say no summer.
No summer.
So we have been doing it in the past on the first Saturday of September. So I'm fine to keep it that way, 9 to 1 or whatever. Anyone have any
Wanna talk about
objection?
it? Yeah.
Is that Labor Day weekend?
That's what I'm looking at. I made it the first
No,
Saturday.
then the next
Yeah, it
one,
is.
after
We do
the
it 12th,
holiday.
Yeah.
After the Labor.
After the holiday.
I guess the only thing would be if anyone celebrates Rosh Hashanah. Because it is that day, so. If not, then we can keep it on the 12th.
Well, I would say, isn't that retreat open to the public?
Sure, right?
So, I think having it on
You are
Rosh
right, Mr.
Hashanah,
Weaver,
it's open
yeah.
to the public, would probably not be respectful of the public, so.
Yep.
How long is the retreat usually? Like how?
2-3 hours.
9 to 12. 9
Yeah.
to 1. So then we're moving on to the 19th.
What about the Saturday before Labor Day? I mean, that's probably, I realize that's August, but is that, no?
That's a tough one.
All right.
Still sort of summer.
What about a weekday? Throw that out there, not a weekend.
You mean like in the evening?
Yeah, like an evening retreat.
We tried those.
Not easily.
It's definitely not as enthusiastic as the Saturday one. I don't think there is anything wrong with the 19th. Can everyone do the 19th?
Tentative 19th?
Yeah.
Tentative? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right, great. Any other new business?
Yeah, just two things. One, I know I had shared correspondence with just regarding climate survey. I know my first couple of years in district on the board, I know that that was presented to us. It seems like we've gotten away from that and maybe it landed in the curriculum committee, but inconsistently. It seems like a lot of important information comes out of that, so if we could get back to having that be something that's available to the public and all of the board members. I haven't seen that information in 4 years. And that there was always a very high emphasis on the survey, the information that comes out of it. So I think if we as a board could, again, have access to that information and the public as well, I think that would be a great practice to get back to.
More than happy to. A lot of work goes into that survey. We're reaching out to students, parents, and staff, to gather the information. They're meeting multiple times after they have the information, to analyze it, but then also to come up with recommendations. So, so we'll be more than happy to bring it to the board and the community.
Perfect. Great, thanks.
Great, thank you. Any other new business? Hey, Mike, did you have something else? Sorry. Okay, all right. Okay, comments from the public. Citizens are invited to make comments or limited to 3 minutes according to the Pasco Valley Regional High School District Board of Education policy number 0167. Persons wishing to speak must, upon being recognized, rise, sign in, state their name and town of residence. Are there any comments from the public?
Hi, my name is, can you hear me?
Nope, turn on the mic, turn on the mic.
Now? Okay.
Yes.
My name is Bradley Ratu. I've been coaching the Hillsdale
I'm sorry,
Hawks.
I'm gonna stop you for 1 second. Where are you, what town are you?
It's Hillsdale.
Thank you.
Been coaching the Hillsdale Hawks since my son was 6. We started the Mighty Mites program in Hillsdale, and amongst some other coaches, we started it together. And now my son Connor is a sophomore. I'm here to express my deep concern regarding the current leadership of the Pascack Valley High School football program and to respectfully request that the board review the continued appointment of the current head coach. Over the past year, it's become increasingly evident that the head coach has not demonstrated the level of leadership, decision-making, and professionalism that we expect for the young men in our community, both on and off the field. Several of our choices, the choices that have been made, have raised serious questions about the readiness to hold such an influential and demanding position. A head coach plays a pivotal role, not only in the athletic development, but also in shaping the character, maturity, and responsibility, and unfortunately, these standards have not been consistently upheld. This concern is not mine alone. A pattern has emerged in which parents and players are considering stepping away from the program. I know firsthand that players question his decision-making on the field and lack the confidence they need in him as a head coach. With this position, especially with this game of football, if the head coach is not 100% trusted and believed in, the chances of maintaining a program that will be as successful is nearly impossible. And I'm not talking about wins and losses in particular. I'm talking about training freshman boys to become molded into young, responsible men. Something the prior coach did very well. A person given this position, especially leading a PV program that is built on two very respectful programs in the Hillsdale Hawks and the Rivervale Raiders, needs to be carefully given to a coach who has proven to be trusted and respectful as a leader to ensure the safety and success of our children. Receiving players from the Hawks and the Raiders is like getting the keys to a Ferrari. The football IQ and passion that we put into these kids gives them the game that they need. They have a deep existence within them, and their high football IQ exists tremendously, and we don't want to hand that off to just anybody. As coaches and parents, we expect the PV head coach to be the absolute best to serve in that honorable position. I firmly believe that Pascack Valley student athletes deserve a leader who models integrity, communication amongst his players effectively, and fosters an environment built on trust, accountability, growth, and at the same time do not believe the current coach meets these expectations. I respectfully and ask the board to thoroughly evaluate his performance and consider taking appropriate action, including removal from the position if warranted to ensure the well-being and development of our students. Thank you for your attention to this matter and for our continued commitment to our school community.
Thank you.
Do I have to sign this?
Yes, please. Thank you. Are there any other comments from the public?
Colin McMorrow, Riverville. Hello, members of the Board of Education. My name is Colin McMorrow. I'm speaking as a student athlete who played football this season. I'm not only speaking on behalf of my frustration and disappointment, but many of my teammates and fans of Pascack Valley football as well. From the start of the summer, there was a lack of motivation and ambition on the field. This is characterized in many different ways. One of these ways is shown at halftime during our game at Multipan. Morale in the locker room was already low, and instead of motivating and lifting up our spirits, Coach Bernier states to our entire team, and I quote, "We are not winning this game." This is also shown after our final game of the year, as Coach Bernier is seemingly walking by and shouldering our already disappointed starting quarterback. Another one of my concerns with the current state of Pascack Valley football is the future that it holds. As someone who is a former player and now helps coach the Raiders organization, I have heard my fair share of concerns and complaints about the future of Pascack Valley football from not only parents, but young athletes as well. From just the Raiders alone, I've heard around 6 different Raiders players that have committed to parochial schools to continue their athletic careers. It is clear that if the state of Pascack Valley football does not change, the future of this organization will be in jeopardy. I'm not here to change the past and the outcome of my senior year. I'm here to change the future and to better the experience of my younger brothers and future athletes of Pascack Valley football. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public?
Very
Grady McMorrow from Riverville. Good evening. My name is Grady McMorrow, and I'm a sophomore at Pascack Valley. I'm here because I care about the future of this team, and right now, myself and many others do not like how the future is looking. In 2024, we were sectional champions, so we entered this year with high expectations, as we had many returning starters and younger kids trying to prove themselves. We knew we had the talent to run it back, but instead we struggled just to make the playoffs and were eliminated in the first round. The struggles we had started with our preparation. Film sessions are supposed to be where we gain an edge, but the guidance we got, especially on the offensive side of the ball, was not only unclear, but it was also not in depth at all. Our post-game reviews were much worse. These are supposed to be where we really learn what to do better and how to do it. However, these always turn into an argument of some sort. Whether it be between the coaches or a player and a coach, there was always yelling and fingers were always being pointed at one another. The lack of preparation translated into chaos on the field. Throughout the season, we were put at a disadvantage by basic coaching errors. For example, during the Ultapan game, we played an entire drive with only 10 men on the field. This isn't just a mistake that can be forgotten. That is a fundamental lack of organization. This isn't the only time something like this has happened. Communication was a problem all year. There were times when a play was called with different personnel on the field. This will lead us to using a timeout because you can't run a play if you don't have the right people on the field. Also, there were times when someone was sent out onto the field, but no one came off, which also caused us to use a timeout or a flag would simply be thrown. This lack of preparation and communication led to a total breakdown of trust on the field. It reached a point where during multiple games, players actually started calling their own plays in the huddle because the ones coming from the sideline were either too late, didn't match the personnel on the field, or simply didn't make sense for the situation we were in. When players feel they have to take over the coaching just to give the team a chance to compete, it shows a complete loss of leadership. We are the future of Pascack Valley football. We want to work hard, we want to be coached hard, and we want to win. But we cannot succeed when we are being held back by a lack of preparation and a lack of leadership. We are asking the board to consider a coaching transition, not because we want things to be easy, but because we want to be a part of a program that is organized, disciplined, and ready to compete for state titles again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sadria Faratovic, Hillsdale. Good evening. My name is Sadria Faratovic and I'm a senior at Pascack Valley. I'm speaking as a student athlete who played football this season. I want to start by saying this is coming from frustration and concern for the program and the future athletes. From the very beginning, there was lack of organization. For example, helmet consent forms, physicals, and even basic communication were constantly unclear or last minute. There was never a clear game plan or practice plan. As the season went on, we didn't develop as players in many ways, but we actually got worse. We were constantly unprepared for practices and games. As head coach, leadership matters. Why wasn't Coach Bernier leading us in stretch lines or even leading us out on the field? How come on senior night, Coach Bernier did not take photos with any of the kids? But Coach Bernier did. Every time we took the field, we felt unprepared. The Valley tradition is slowly fading away this year. One example is on senior night, how all the Riverville Raiders and Hillsdale Hawks players would come and be on the sideline and be supportive. This year, they did not get invited, so they were not on the field. All in all, I'm speaking up not for myself, but the future players who deserves better. Preparation, leadership, and respect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tyler Kim, Riverville. Good evening, Board of Education members. My name is Tyler Kim, and I'm a sophomore at Pascack Valley. I'm here to speak about the culture and discipline of our football program. Coming off of a championship year, we were expected to be pushed. Instead, we saw a total collapse in the standards that made Pascack Valley a winning program. Coach Bernier claims to be a player's coach, but I can tell you that there is no relationship between many of my teammates and him. Your coach is supposed to be someone you look up to, but when many of us haven't had a single conversation with him all season, we started to question if he really cares about us. It seemed as if he only cared about the players who played during the varsity games, and this has led to kids not going to off-season lifts, and some kids have quit or are thinking to quit the team. Not because they dislike football, but because they no longer respect the person leading them. This lack of connection led to a lack of accountability. We had players showing up late, skipping practices, and receiving detentions with zero consequences from the head coach. It got to a point where our captain had to be the ones to enforce discipline and make the players run and take accountability for what their actions were. That is a failure of leadership. This isn't just about wins and losses, it's about the environment that we are being raised in. High school sports are supposed to teach us that hard work pays off and that actions have consequences. Currently, the message being sent is the opposite. When the expectations are lowered, the whole culture of Pascack Valley football changes from being great to just being average. We're watching a program that took years to build start to fall apart in just one season. If this continues, we aren't just losing a winning record. We're losing a family and a standard of behavior that defines what it means to be a student athlete at this school. I'm here today because I love this team and I want to see it succeed long after I graduate. However, for that to happen, we need leadership that is present, engaged, and willing to hold us to the high standards that we signed up for. We are asking you to take a hard look at the current state of our program and consider if this is the leadership that best serves the students of Pascack Valley. We deserve a coach who is as committed to our growth as we are to this team. Thank you for your time and listening to me.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
Tim Choi, Riverville. I am a sophomore at Pascack Valley. I'm up here today because of my frustration with Coach Bernier. I expected the season to be a success, especially after last year's sectional title. Because of the struggle we had this year, I figured the offseason could get us back on track. However, I feel it's been the opposite. During our offseason, less kids are not wanting to show up because they feel they could be getting stronger on their own, or they just don't want to lift because they don't want to play under Coach Bernier. I am a personal trainer and I feel myself getting stronger, but instead of supporting me, Coach Bernier talks about me behind my back to my teammates and saying things like he'll never make it and he's not going to be strong enough. I confronted him about these issues, and instead of owning up to it, he told me that he didn't say anything. Stuff like this is the reason we are here today, and what makes a player not want to play for their coach. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public?
Good evening, I'm Anthony DeRosa, councilman from Hillsdale. Just want to introduce myself to some newer members, reintroduce myself because I recognize a lot of you. I was previously liaison for a number of years. Look forward to working with you. The liaison's responsibility, as you know, is pretty much a communications conduit. So I regularly attend your meetings and regularly report to the council. As an aside, I'm a PV graduate. My kids went to PV as well, so I'm pretty vested in the school and the town. Look forward to working with you, and if I can ever do anything for you, just please let me know.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thanks.
Are there any other comments from the public?
I would just like to thank all the students,
Yeah.
because I know it takes a lot for you guys to come up here and speak. And I really, really appreciate you speaking and telling us how you feel. And we really love when students come and, before the board and speak. Thank you.
I want to echo that. I got the privilege of watching each of you shake up here. So I know that it's hard, and I appreciate you coming up here and speaking to us, even though your voice shakes. Great job.
No more comments, correct? Okay. Thank you for everyone, coming out tonight, expressing your, comments, to us. We really do appreciate it, as others have stated on the board. At this time, we are, going to adjourn. Is there a motion?
So moved.